I didn't want to get into trouble with law enforcement buying one of those vehicles that was stolen from other people. So I asked the seller of that vehicle how I was going to be sure I'm not buying a vehicle that was stolen from other people. And interestingly, there was no fast and reliable way to do that. I knew that was a problem that required a solution.
The tech team at Flapmax is helping us, not only helping us build some of our machine learning models, also helping us even source some of the data sets we need to use to train these models.
So it's one of the things that an accelerator like FAST Accelerator helps you do. It takes you beyond borders, right? So it has taken us from where we are now to the next level. So my name is Vincent. I'm co-founder and CEO at LegitCar. And I have a degree in philosophy. I have a bachelor's degree in philosophy. And I have experience building and shipping products users love. Of course, I'm a product designer. It means I have great experience translating my ideas into visuals and action. So that's my strength as a person.
What does LegitCar do? And tell us, why did you establish or fund LegitCar?
A few years ago, I wanted to buy a used car for my business then. I was supplying diesel to construction companies then. I wanted to buy a used car. I saw a car I liked. The price was fantastic. But then I knew that vehicle theft was a huge problem in Nigeria. And at the time, still is anyway. And I didn't want to get into trouble with law enforcement buying one of those vehicles that was stolen from other people. So I asked the seller of that vehicle how I was going to be sure I'm not buying a vehicle that was stolen from other people. And interestingly, there was no fast and reliable way to do that. I bought the car anyway, but then that's basically what a lot of people do today. They just buy the car anyway without any form of verification.
That's correct.
But what I did was when I left there, I knew that was a problem that required a solution. The first call I made was to my friend, Sam, and he called another friend and we sat a few times and we researched and saw that this problem does not just affect vehicle purchase decisions, it affects vehicle maintenance decisions. People just go and do try your luck when they want to repair their vehicles or do one maintenance or the other. It affects vehicle insurance decisions. A lot of times, insurance companies just guess the prices of vehicles. They don't even have a history of what was wrong with the vehicle so that they can price their premium appropriately. It affects law enforcement. Now, in Nigeria, there is no way for law enforcement to stop you and within seconds, determine if the vehicle has been reported stolen or not, or the history of a vehicle. We do not have that for our law enforcement. So it affects a lot of things. That was what we saw from our research. And of course, we started solving the problem. The first thing we did was to start putting together a database of vehicles that have been reported missing in Nigeria. Today, we have about 2,000 of those.
Interesting.
And what we have done is we now enabled car buyers to be able to search this database for a small fee and be sure they're not buying one of those vehicles that have been stolen from other people. The next thing we did was to connect our database to data from Carfax, and that gave us access to billions of vehicle history data worldwide. Because
fantastic.
We know that that data is not meant to exist in silos. Data should be interconnected to make sense. So we connected our database to data from Carfax, and that gave us access to vehicle history data from everywhere in the world. Now we have vehicle history data from Europe. Our partnership with Vindox in Lithuania gave us that. We have vehicle history data also that covers Canada and America. We have a partnership with Clevin, and that gave us access to that too. So yeah, so far so good.
Fantastic. Great milestones you've recorded there.
Thank you very much.
And we're happy from our team to know that your solution is actually helping people on preventing crimes, of course, especially in a society like Nigeria. Okay, going forward, we want to talk about in what industry would you say your sector or your company operates? And I mean, you've told us the motivating factor for the problems you're solving. So in what industry would you categorize what you do?
All right, so we are first and foremost in the automotive industry.
Fantastic.
And Then InsurTech, because the next level, what I explained is LegitCar 1.0. LegitCar 2.0 is going to be focused on the insurance company. Now, we will be helping insurance companies save costs dramatically by ensuring they do not need to physically evaluate any vehicle before they insure. And it's also going to help them price their premiums appropriately.
Okay.
So the API we are going to be deploying in a couple of weeks in partnership with Microsoft and Flapmax is going to, the AI part is going to help insurance companies be able to determine the physical condition of a vehicle. So it's going to activate a camera. Let me give you an idea of how it's going to work. The AI learning model is going to be such that when the insurance app activates the camera, you go around the vehicle with the camera. It's going to tell you with a certain level of accuracy, 90% and above, if that vehicle is in very good condition. Now, that's going to help insurance companies determine a lot of things. Of course, if it's not in very wonderful condition, that they will know how they will price their premiums appropriately. So it saves cost, the cost of going out there to see that vehicle and evaluate it. And then it also saves time, because the time is going to take for the person to bring, the insurer to bring the vehicle to the insurance company, or the insurance company to go out there and see the vehicle. Everything can be done within seconds. The second job the API is going to do is going to help the insurance company determine the mileage of the vehicle on their own platform. They don't need to leave their platform to do that.
That's fantastic.
So it's going to help them determine the mileage. It's going to show the physical condition of the vehicle, and
that's great. That's great. We're glad to see how your solution practically solves problems.
Yeah, thank you.
So talking about sustainable development goals, which is the in thing now, is a major agenda for the United Nations, and is how society is getting, to be exposed to lots of developmental projects and making lives easier for everyone. And so we would like to know each business that we are, supporting, how they are keying into
the SDGs.
And we would like to just ask LegitCar as well, what part of the SDGs are you thinking that your solutions are helping or identifying with?
SDG 9, which has to do with innovation and industry.
Fantastic.
Of course, it's a great innovation. We are deploying to insurance companies, car buyers, and car owners in Nigeria. And then there is the SDG 16, which has to do with strong institutions and access to data. Of course, we are democratizing data, and that means that everybody can tell with a high level of certainty if the vehicle they're about to purchase has been stolen from someone else or not, the condition of that vehicle, are they getting value for money? And this is only what strong institutions and access to data can provide. So let me tell you a little story. A few months ago, I think about 2 months ago, there was this report by the Royal Mounted Canadian Police about how vehicles stolen in Canada end up in Nigeria and in West Africa.
Oh, really?
So yes, like 70% to 80% of vehicles stolen from people in Canada. In fact, they had to send down their own people here. And they saw those vehicles that were stolen in Canada being sold openly in Nigeria in car stands. Now, this is a huge problem because sometimes people lose their lives in the course of losing their vehicles too.
Of course.
So we believe that the first way to start solving this problem is to provide access to data. Nobody who is not criminally minded will want to buy a vehicle they know has been reported stolen.
Absolutely.
So if there's no demand for that kind of vehicle, there's not going to be a market for it, right? We are trying to, what we are doing, putting access to data in people's hands is to make sure that everybody will be able to tell if a vehicle has been reported stolen or not, if they should be buying that vehicle or not, if they will be getting into trouble with law enforcement or not, if they should be spending their money buying those kind of vehicles or not.
You've told us about your business, solutions you're addressing, and all the plans you have from the 1.0 to 2.0. which is quite exciting to learn about. Now we want to talk about the FAST experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would you say was the FAST experience to you? How did you get to know about the FAST Accelerator?
So,
And what was your, what did you, how did you feel when you got the information that you've been accepted into the FAST Accelerator? Just 12 company startups, and you're one of them.
So out of about 1,000 startups in Africa, we were lucky and privileged, because it's a privilege to be chosen. So if that doesn't make us feel special, I wonder what will. So we feel really, really special. This is a validation also that we are solving a really important problem. Now the first experience has been awesome. From the one-on-one sessions, that's what I enjoy most, and then the master classes, and of course the AI component I was talking about. Now this wouldn't have been possible without Flapmax and Microsoft, because we do not have the capability. That's just the truth. We knew what we wanted to build, but we can't build it. But then, luckily for us, FAST Accelerator came in with Flapmax and Microsoft, and boom, we have the capability. So it's
that's exciting.
it's one of those advantages of working with a partner like Flapmax and FAST Accelerator.
As the FAST Accelerator program helped you gain traction in any way? Your usability, your brand, and all that. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, of course. Before this interview, we were having a little discussion where I explained to you about how I was about to introduce my startup, myself, to someone in faraway Senegal, and he's already heard about us and he's using our service from Senegal. So it's one of the things that an accelerator like FAST Accelerator helps you do. It takes you beyond borders, right? So it has taken us from where we are now to the next level. We are talking about LegitCar 2.0 now because FAST Accelerator came in. So it's just the next level for us. So it took us to where we currently were, and it's taking us to the next step.
That's great. So you would say that the FAST program has been the wings which you have used to fly across Africa and to the whole world.
Absolutely.
I think we should trademark this. We need to trademark this.
Absolutely.
Thank you. What are your key takeaways from the program?
So being in the program taught us a lot of things. So it's not just about building for us, though this is our building stage, but we're about to deploy a solution for the insurance industry, yeah? But then the thing is, we are not just going to be deploying a solution without talking to people. So Flapmax, one of the things we learned is that we should even talk, the insurance company has this problem, but how do they want it solved? Sometimes entrepreneurs like myself, we are always obsessed with building. We sit in our rooms, in our offices, and we build and build and build. And when we deploy, we see that, yes, there's this problem, but this is not how the users want it solved. So Flapmax taught us that the user-centric approach, that you have to build, putting the user front and center of your design and your innovation. Yeah, so now, before we're even deploying, we're already talking to a couple of insurance companies. So we'll be sure that not only do they have this problem, that we are building exactly the way they want this problem solved.
That's great.
It's a very important takeaway for us.
That's great. That's great. And this is good to know. What would be your words to FAST, to the Flapmax team and Microsoft for bringing together this kind of fantastic opportunity for you?
So first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving us the wings to fly across Africa and across the world. And I also want to plead that this opportunity that is open to us should also be open to a lot of other startups, that we shouldn't be the first and the last set, that there should be other sets of African entrepreneurs after us. We are the inaugural cohort, and we believe, and we want to believe that there are going to be other cohorts after us, so that these are help that Microsoft and Flapmax through FAST Accelerator is offering startups is going to be extended to a lot of other fantastic startups.
Okay, that's very great too, and thank you. We will definitely put words together on this, and we'll make it an action thing.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so LegitCar, how long has it been in existence as a brand?
All right. So we basically started operations in 2018, but before then we've been doing a lot of testings and putting together data because, of course, we are talking about having 2,000 data on 2,000 missing vehicles in Nigeria. It started from one, remember, before we were able to put it together till the point where people will be willing to even pay money to search it. So yes, from 2017, we've been gathering data. In 2018, we were named one of the best justice innovations in the world by Hale Innovating Justice in The Hague. And that gave us the opportunity of pitching our innovation in one of the most iconic venues in the world, at the Peace Palace in the Netherlands. Yeah, so 2018, 2019, we went to Tech Point, and at Tech Point build, we say emerged in one of the winning categories, the productivity category. So since then, so far so good. But then none of those experiences can be compared to what we are currently having with Flapmax and FAST Accelerator, because the focus now is building, moving to the next level, selling. Now we've never had an accelerator that is this focused on building and user and customer acquisition.
Okay, that's really good. What would you say are your breakthrough deals? Of course, you've mentioned them in passing, but maybe we can just talk a bit about it. Your breakthrough deals in terms of how many transactions have you been able to consummate on your platform? How many special things has happened to you since you started?
Oh, all right. So since 2018, we've helped car buyers verify car purchase transactions worth over $30 million.
Fantastic.
And interestingly, these are purely organic users. We have not been advertising at all.
Fantastic.
And then we have also been able to acquire 7,000 users. And these are purely organic users too.
7,000 users.
Yes. And
fantastic.
Out of these 7,000, about 2,000 of them, we've helped them make one of the most important decisions in their lives, which is buying a car. So 2,000 of those have actually paid us, and there are amongst them there are businesses, there are car resale businesses that use our service almost on a daily basis. Yeah, okay. So they are recurrent users, but then we have over 2,000 paying users. We have about 7,000 users. But then with what we're building, LegitCar 2.0, we've been talking about 1.0. 2.0 is about not just vehicle verification. We want to be that business that helps users buy the right vehicle, provide one of the best vehicle maintenance services money can buy, and then also be there when they want to resell. So it's going to be an ecosystem of car owners. So now we are currently doing vehicle verification, but in the next couple of months, we are going to be launching vehicle maintenance, and it's going to be purely subscription based. And that means that when you want to resell, our platform is also going to be there for you to resell, because there is a high demand for verified vehicles. If we've helped you buy the right vehicles, okay, and we've helped you maintain these vehicles for a period of time, then we know about this vehicle. We have the history of this vehicle. You can present this the data on this vehicle whenever you want to sell. So our platform is also in the long run going to be where everybody goes to get verified vehicles.
Thank you so much. So we're going to be addressing a bit generic issue, which is shaping the way things are going to move in the ecosystem in the startup industry all over Africa. And the rest of the world. They say Africa is the last frontiers, which means Africa is very key to everything happening around the world now. And that will tell about the kind of influx of revenue, investments that come into Africa. By the way, I'm sure a lot of investment is coming your way soon.
We agree completely.
Watch it, just watch it, and it's coming. Watch it, and we're glad to be part of that. Okay, so how will you rate the startup ecospace in Nigeria and across Africa? Any specific challenges that you would like to point out?
Oh, all right. So let me start from my experience. And when I got the idea for LegitCar with my team in 2017, there was, in fact, we never even imagined there was an ecosystem like what we currently have. I remember I came from the background where I sold diesel to construction companies. So I was never into tech at all. The first laptop I bought, I used it just for computer gaming. It was when we started LegitCar that I connected it to the internet for the first time after about 3 to 4 years of buying it.
Interesting.
And it was a powerful computer.
Interesting.
So when I got to research about the kind of support entrepreneurs got, I was amazed by what I saw. Wow, there's a vibrant ecosystem. In fact, Nigerian startups are doing fantastic, not just in Nigeria. They're attracting the most funding for startups in Africa. I think this has been so for the past 2 years. And then internationally, more and more Nigerian startups have been getting into Y Combinator. They've been getting into Techstars Accelerator. Yeah, so I believe if there was no support, or if there's no support, if there's no coaching, if there's no mentoring, like what FAST Accelerator is giving us at the moment, there's not going to be that kind of output. So I think so far so good. But I always like to say that the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. So regardless of how good we think we are doing right now, there's always room for improvement. It can get better, and it will always get better from here.
Can you tell us a bit about your, self-motivation, drive, professional networks, mentors, and how that is helping to shape the growth of your company, LegitCar?
Oh, so I always like to think of myself as an entrepreneur who likes to solve problems. So it's not just about making money for me, though you can't solve problems on an empty stomach. But then I like to work on startups with an impact on the society, on the environment, right? So before now, I was working on another startup, Agripo. It's an agri-tech company, and at Agripo, what we were doing was we were delivering cheaper and fresher farm produce to businesses where they need them for their operations, and that means we are working directly with farmers to also cut post-harvest loss and improve their access to market. So if they don't have access to markets, they're going to be in poverty. If they don't have access to markets, their produce is going to waste in the farms. And it might also interest you to know that about 60% of all food produced in the African continent go to waste annually. Now we're talking about billions and billions of dollars in annual revenue. Apart from the financial perspective, there's also the climate perspective, where food waste is one of the biggest contributors to global warming, right? So rotting food produces methane. Methane is a greenhouse gas that's over 32 times more potent than carbon dioxide. So this damages our climate and makes the world a bit more dangerous for everybody else to live in. So when I saw this problem, it was something I wanted to go in, and we started working on it. And today we've handed over the company to a couple of other people to run, though we still have some shares in the company. But then that's the kind of problem I like to solve. I like to work on startups that have a positive impact on the environment, on the society. So I'm a social impact person.
So, and that's how the motivation you have that is driving your being in business.
Yes, social impact.
Innovation.
Social impact.
That's
First
great.
of all, does it make their lives easier? Does it make everything better? Does it make the society safer? So that's the social impact aspect. And one thing experience has taught me is that once you're solving a problem that people want solved, you're going to make money from it.
Absolutely. Thank you. So where do you see LegitCar in 3 to 5 years?
So when you ask me to define LegitCar, what I say in a sentence is that we are building Africa's biggest vehicle data service. Fantastic. And when we say this, we mean it, right? So in the past few months, we've gotten requests from insurance companies in South Africa. Do you offer this service? Do you have this? So yes, when we are done building what we are building with Microsoft and Flapmax, we are going to be able to sell our solutions everywhere across Africa. So that's it. We are building Africa's biggest vehicle data service. And in the next 2 years, we are going to be, by far, by a mile, Africa's biggest vehicle data service.
Thank you so much. Can you please introduce yourself to us and your role in the company?
My name is Samuel Obujima. I am the CTO and also a co-founder at LegitCar. My job description entails managing the technical team and writing some of the code that powers the LegitCar platform.
Fantastic. That means you are one of the engine rooms of LegitCar from the tech side. That's great. So how would you describe your experience of running your solutions on Microsoft Azure Cloud? You know, has it helped you? Has it helped you with your digital transformation, business growth, or plans for growth?
Okay, currently we are in the process of migrating most of our services to Azure Cloud, and the Microsoft team has been very, very helpful in the process. They reply to most of our requests like very promptly, and generally it's been really, really wonderful working with them.
That's great. So, how are you leveraging artificial intelligence in your solution? And has the Flapmax team, technical team, been very supportive of this journey for you?
One of our new services is heavily AI driven. We are going to be offering a service where you can use your mobile device to be able to tell the kind of issue you have with your vehicle. So the technical team at Flapmax is not only helping us build the machine learning models we need for this process. Personally, I have some background in AI, but I'm not really what you'd call an AI researcher yet. So the tech team at Flapmax is helping us, not only helping us build some of our machine learning models, but also helping us even source some of the data sets we need to use to train these models. So far, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful working with them.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, and you're sure that this will really help you in your business growth and your potential for expanding your services around the world, right?
Definitely, definitely.
All right. So we're very glad to hear your story. We're excited for what you're doing, and we want to see you grow. Thank you for your time, and we wish you the very best in LegitCar.
Thank you for having me.